Sometimes some things or some people deserve a shot at redemption. Second chance, if you will. And then again, there is something to be said about trusting your first impressions and your gut instinct. That rule applies particularly to this next shoe. Welcome back, folks. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the first episode of 2023 of Old Boys Fresh Kicks. I am your host, Old Boy, aka Al Bandito, and thanks for joining us again. Today on the show, we're looking at something that I didn't particularly want to have a look at again, but I had a few messages and inboxes and DMs of people asking me what I didn't particularly like about this shoe, and I thought, well, let's give them another shot. Let's see if I've changed my mind about them, whether I was a little bit rash in my judgment per se, and I gave them a second shot. Without any further ado, let's introduce to you the Jordan Luka 1. Yeah, from Jordan brand. This is my second go around of the first signature shoe of the boy wonder Luka Doncic, point guard from the Dallas Mavericks. Now, first off, I am a massive fan of Luka Doncic as a player. Phenomenal, amazing, gifted, talented Slovenian player. Can do anything on the court, including whinging to the refs a lot, like a bucket load, like a LeBron bunch bucket load, which is unappealing, but hey, that's the modern NBA, right? That's just what they do. But having said that, I'm a big fan. Got plenty of his rookie cards, trying to, cash in on their value soon, and I like to watch him play. So having said all that, having a second go of these in the, it's the black and lime glow colorway. I like this colorway. I liked it a lot better than the blue, red, and white Quai 54, which I got, which was one of the first colorways that came, dropped in Australia. But I actually like this colorway a lot better. And it's summer here, and this kind of Miami Vice, kind of, tequila sunrise tongue kind of version just appeals to me a lot better. So the colorway I like a lot better. This is the best of a bad bunch for me. There was the red ones. There's a bucket load of colorways of the Jordan Luka ones because they're pushing pretty hard. But without further ado, let's have a little deep dive into these cats and see whether my opinion of them has improved any. Not that you have anything to go on apart from me ragging on them a few times, but kicking off with the traction. Now, this multi-directional herringbone that sort of pops up and down, the lateral side here and the medial side a little bit up here. I had a lot of problem yet again with these in terms of the traction. As you'll be able to see from the footage that I've included, first thing I do when I get out on court is just to check out the court's, condition, how the shoes feel, and if I'm wiping a lot, then we got problems because the courts that I play on generally are professional courts and they're super clean. So, I'm wiping these a bucket load because they're picking up a lot of dust. That's, that can happen. It's not necessarily the shoe's fault, but I couldn't get the traction on these going. All the way through the 2-3 games that I played in these, I felt a lot of slippage. Maybe I'm not heavy enough to, set them off like Luka and other people have on the net, but I was not particularly a fan of the traction, so that let me down a little bit, unfortunately. And I felt that the first time around, and certainly felt it the second time around. So the traction for me coming off the Curry 10s and the Trey 2s, elite traction. These, C grade for me. Moving on to the cushioning. Now this has got the Formula 23 Jordan Formula 23 foam in here, as does the Jordan 37s, which I really dug. Like the combination of the Air Strobel units and the Formula 23 foam and the Jordan 37s really work for me. The only way I can describe it in the, the cushioning setup of the Luka ones is it's dead. You've got it's low to the ground and there's just nothing. I mean, I can't really, sell the cushioning in these. It's, something like the Curry 10 that's got the flow, the Under Armour flow in it. It's not a massively bouncy setup, but it's a lot better than something like this. There's nothing jarring about it, but I want a bit more of a bouncy setup in my cushioning than this. I mean, Converse All-Stars almost give you more than this. No, that's obviously a lie. But it's just not a very, very responsive cushioning setup in here. So yeah, the cushioning not really my bag at all. And there's a lot of Formula 23 foam in there. So moving on to the materials, you've got this flight wire, these little cables that go all the way down the lateral side here, and they disappear on the medial side. So obviously this is to keep the material, this textile material, from slipping out and or rolling over the top, but it's very pliable and it's malleable and it's quite cheap. So I mean, looking in here, the Ortholite, it's just an Ortholite insole. There's nothing really going on. It's cheap. Inside, underneath here, I can't get it out, but I did before. Freaking what do we got here? It's oh man, it's just stiff. You know what I'm saying? Like underneath here it's stiff. That's the only way to describe it. I did lift this up before, but I can't get it out, unfortunately, so we can't see down in there. But it's just a stiff Strobel board. It's just, yeah. Anyway, in terms of the materials and the support, I don't feel a lot in there. My ankle felt like it was going to roll over. I mean, even though it is quite a wide front here, there's no outriggers per se, apart from the extended ISO plate thing that comes out, goes all the way across here and out. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but there's nothing really going on in terms of support. You've got a heel counter here. There's no ankle pillows per se. Felt a little bit bitey in here, just on the ankles too. So I wasn't a massive fan of the support or the materials. Unfortunately, I don't think, even this little shark fin, the little shark fin here that you've got, that's already poking out after 3 games. It's already sort of coming unglued. So again, just a little bit cheap for me, unfortunately. Durability, yeah, indoors only. You're not going to take these outside. And if you do, again, that's on you. You've got money to burn because these aren't going to last outside. It's very, very, very thin rubber. There's not a lot going on there. It's going to chew through very quickly. Indoors only for these. Durability. Fit. Look, the back was great. The back, there was no heel slippage at all. The front's a mess. The front's so wide in here, I felt like I could fit 2 of my feet in the front. So if you're a wide footer, the front's good. If you're just a normal footer, then, so if you can chop half your foot, you're cool. Because it's cool up the back, fits very snug, and the front, you've got like a caravan park. It's like, no, hello. Sorry. So that about wraps it up for me. I didn't hate them. I don't hate them, but they're just not a shoe that I particularly like playing in, and I won't be playing in them anymore. So I don't know. If you're subscribed to the Old Boys Fresh Kicks channel, if you like the video, if you click the notification bell, if you wear an 8.5, you pay postage, I'll send them out to you. Hey, happy days. Because I don't particularly want to continue moving on with these. Jordan Brand, people love them. My God. The Luka ones ended up on so many people's best of lists last year. Just not for me. That's okay. I love Jordan Brand. The Jordan 37s, I didn't particularly take to them the first time around, but they ended up being one of my best shoes of 2022. These, again, I'm not going a third time. But that's okay. Who knows? Maybe there's the Tatum ones that don't look very good. But I'll continue. The Zion 2s are great. I like those a lot. So I'm not ragging on Jordan Brand. I like Jordan Brand a lot. So that about wraps it up. Are they all boy certified fresh? No, they miss out on that. Are they in my bag? No, obviously they're not. So that about wraps it up for the Jordan Luka 1. Thank you so much for joining me again. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep churning them out. I've got a whole bunch of shoes coming, including the next week's review, which these shoes are freaking bangers. These are beasts. If I had done a review of the ones that I'm going to do a review on next week, last year, they might have given the Trey 2s a run for their money. In fact, they would have. And they're coming up next week. Just quickly, if there are any readers out there, this is a phenomenal book of one of the NBA's greatest but blackballed athletes. One of my all-time favorite human beings, role models, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, in the blink of an eye, charters an amazing story of persistence, survival, honor, just a phenomenal story. I can't recommend that book highly enough. And he's got a documentary coming out called Stan on Showtime. My brother, assalamu alaikum, I love you, my man. One day we're going to shoot around in Atlanta, have one-on-one. A one-on-one match, and you'll kick my ass. But I owe Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf a huge debt of gratitude for keeping me in the game of basketball. And yeah, he's one of my best bros. So check that book out, and make sure you check out Stand on Showtime February the 3rd. Directed by Jocelyn Rose, I believe, who's a phenomenal director as well. Anyhow, that's me done. First one of 2023. Thank you again for joining me. Next time out, we got a cerebral look at New Balance shoe called a Cerebral. It's New Balance 2A. Okay. Thank you again. Until next episode, till next time, be well, and most importantly, stay fresh. Wink at the camera.